In this part, in the modern periodic table, the classification of the matter or the element based on their periodic properties. Those periodic properties are valency, electropositivity, electronegativity, metallic character, non-metallic character, etc. First of all, we will see about modern periodic table. In the first part of the lesson, periodic classification of the element, we have seen about Mendeleev's periodic table. In order to reduce the limitations found in the Mendeleev's periodic table, the Henry Moseley scientist has worked on this Mendeleev's periodic table and he placed new periodic table, that is modern periodic table. It is also called as long form of periodic table. In case of Mendeleev's periodic law, the problem was find out that there was no separate place for isotopes of the element. Atomic masses do not increase in a regular manner in going from one element to the next. So it was not possible to predict how many elements could be discovered between two elements, especially in case of heavier element. So making order out of chaos, the modern periodic table was put forth in 1913 by Henry Moseley. He showed that the atomic number of an element is a more fundamental property than its atomic mass as described below. According to Mendeleev's periodic law was modified and atomic number was adopted as the basis of modern periodic table. Thus, modern periodic law given by Henry Moseley, and he stated that the properties of the elements are periodic function of their atomic number. Atomic number, it is denoted by letter Z and it is equal to the number of protons in the nucleus of an atom. According to the modern periodic table, elements were arranged in the order of their increasing atomic number Z. The prediction of the properties of the elements could be made with more precisely when elements were arranged on the basis of increasing atomic number and not on the atomic masses. Thus, the modern periodic table takes care of three limitations of Mendeleev's periodic table, that is, anomalous position of hydrogen can be discussed after we see that are the basis on which position of an element in the modern periodic table depends. Now, according to this modern periodic table, it contains 18 vertical columns known as groups and 7 horizontal rows known as periods. Elements in a group have the same number of valence electrons. The number of shells increases as we go down the group. The elements in a period have same number of shells. Each period makes a new shell getting filled. The number of elements placed in a particular period depends upon the fact that how electrons are filled into various shells. The maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in a shell depends on the formula, that is An means square, where n is the number of given shell, that is n is the number of given shell. If k is there, we can write n is equal to 1. If there is L, then we can write n equal to 2. So k shell 2n square is the formula according to which we can calculate the maximum number of electrons are accommodated. The 2n square in that formula, when we keep the value for the k shell, that is n is equal to 1, and 2n square means 2 into n square, 1 square 1. Therefore, the maximum number of electrons that are accommodated in K shell is equal to 2. If we'll see for the L shell, number of electrons according to formula 2n square, it is 8. M shell, that will be 18, and N shell, that will be 32. Now, one by one, we will see about trends in modern periodic table about valency, atomic size, metallic and non-metallic property or characters, and electronegativity. Position of the elements in the modern periodic table that we have seen, that is in the group and horizontal line. You will find that all these elements contain same number of valence electron. So, first trend in the modern periodic table that we will see about valency. As you know that the valency of element is determined by the number of valence electrons present in the outermost shell of its atom. Thus, in a period, means in a horizontal line, when we are moving from left to right, the valency first increases from 1 to 4 and then decreases to the 0. So, how do you calculate the valency of an element from its electronic configuration? Suppose, if we will take example of sodium, its atomic number is 11, its configuration is 281. Then for 12 magnesium, its atomic number is 12, that is 282. For aluminium, 283. For silicon, 284. Then 15 number phosphorus, 285. 16 sulfur, 286. So when we compare the number of valence electron in the outermost shell of a same period, then valence electron number is increasing by 1 unit, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And thus valency maximum is 4, so it is increasing firstly from 1 to 4 and again it decreases from 4 to 0. For example, here it is given the example of second period elements: lithium, barium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine and neon. Their atomic numbers are, for lithium it is 3, atomic number for beryllium 4, boron 5, carbon 6, nitrogen 7, oxygen 8, fluorine 9 and neon 10. So if you will see the number of valence electron according to its configuration, that is 2 1, then here 2 2, here 2 3 means 3 valence electron, here 2 4 means 4 valence electron. For nitrogen configuration is 2 5 means 5 valence electron, then 2 6 6 valence electron, 2 7 7 valence electron, and for neon 8 valence electron in the outermost shell. Thus, these are the number of valence electron in its outermost shell. These are increasing from lithium to neon, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But its valency, if you will see, for means lithium valency is 1 because number of valence electron is 1. For beryllium it is 2, then 3, so then 4, means it is combining capacity of the element, so it is increasing from 1 to 4. But when you go forward, then for the nitrogen, as number of valence electron in the nitrogen are 5, but its valency is 3. Valence electron in the oxygen are 6, but valency is 2. For fluorine 1, and for neon, as its octet is completed, means outermost shell has maximum number of 8 electron, therefore it has 0 valency. It is not able to lose or gain electron. Therefore, for every case from left to right along a period, valency is increasing from 1 to 4, and again it is decreasing from 4 to 0, means increasing from 1 to 4, and again it is decreases from 4 to 0. So maximum valency of any element, it is 4. Now what about the trend of valency in a group, that is in vertical column? On moving from top to bottom in a group, the valency remains same because in a group the number of valence electron is same. Therefore, valency of first group, whole first vertical line element has valency 1. They are called monovalent. And valency of second group element will be 2. For third group, third vertical line, it will be 3. And for fourth vertical line, it will be 4. In this way, valency of every vertical line, it is fixed, it is similar. Now, what about the atomic size? Atomic size refers to the radius of an atom. The atomic size may be visualized as the distance between the center of the nucleus and the outermost shell of an isolated atom. That is, the distance between the center of the nucleus and the outermost shell of an isolated atom. Let us study the variation of atomic size. Suppose if we consider the period second element, that is boron, then beryllium, oxygen, nitrogen, lithium, carbon, then lithium atomic radius in picometer, that is 152, then beryllium 111, for boron 88, carbon 77, nitrogen 74, and oxygen 66. Means when we go along a period from left to right, we can observe that the atomic size decreases. Thus, on moving from left to right in a period, atomic size decreases because the nuclear charge increases. So, size of second period element, that is lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen and fluorine. In this, fluorine has very small atom as compared to lithium. Lithium has bigger atom. Point to know that the atomic size of noble gases in corresponding period is largest. For every noble gas element, the atomic size is largest due to presence of fully filled electronic configuration or completed octet. Now, we will see about the variation of atomic size in a group, means from top to bottom. If we consider the group 1 elements from top to bottom, that is, first element is lithium, second is sodium, third potassium, fourth rubidium, cesium and francium. Their atomic size is, for lithium it is 152, below that sodium that is 86, then potassium 231, rubidium 244, cesium 262 and for francium it is largest. Means when we go from top to bottom, atomic size increases due to increase in number of new shells around the nucleus. Thus, when we compare this atomic size, here we can write that lithium has small atomic size as compared to francium in the same group, which is placed at the bottom in the periodic table in the first group. Atomic size of 17 group element can be written as fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine. Fluorine is present at the top and iodine is present at the bottom of the 17 group. So, fluorine has smaller size and iodine has largest size. Now, what about the metallic character? As we can see, the metals like sodium, magnesium are towards the left hand side of the periodic table, while non-metals are, means sulfur, chlorine, oxygen, they are found on the right hand side, and in the middle we have silicon, which is classified as semi-metal or metalloid because it exhibits some properties of both metals and non-metal. Thus, in the modern periodic table, zigzag line separates metals from non-metal. The borderline elements like boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony, tellurium, polonium, these are metalloids or semi-metals. So, as the effective nuclear charge action on the valence shells of the electrons increases across a period, in case of metallic character, the tendency to lose electron will decreases. Thus, along the period from left to right, metallic character decreases because tendency to lose electron decreases due to the increase in nuclear charge. For example, metallic character of second period element can be written as lithium is more metallic than that of beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine. As we go left to right, its metallic character decreases. Lithium is more metallic than beryllium. Boron is metalloid. Carbon is non-metal. Nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, these are non-metal. But more non-metallic character is shown by fluorine and more metallic character is shown by the lithium. Now, about a metallic character in a group. As the trend means of these metallic character when moving from top to bottom increases because tendency to lose electron increases. Means when we go down from top to bottom, additional shell is increased. Means for first group there is first horizontal line, that is a first period, only one shell. For second period element, atom has two shell. For third horizontal line, that is third period, has three shell. Fourth period element has four shell. 5 period element has 5 shells. and go on. Means in this way, one additional shell is increased when we go from top to bottom. Therefore, the distance between the nucleus and valence electron increases, and thus as atomic size increases, tendency to lose electron also increases. So, in a group, first group element lithium towards the cesium or francium, the metallic character increases from top to bottom. The first element, lithium, has less metallic character than that of the cesium. Cesium has more metallic character when we go down from the first group element, lithium, towards the cesium. In case of 17th group element, that is in 17th group or 7th A group, fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine, that is top to bottom. Top fluorine, then chlorine, then bromine, and at the bottom there is iodine. So iodine has more metallic character, but fluorine is completely non-metal. Now about non-metallic character. It is the tendency of an atom to gain electron. In a period, along the period that is from left to right, non-metallic character increases because tendency to gain electron increases due to increase in nuclear charge. For example, non-metallic character of the second period element is lithium is more metallic, but this non-metallic character goes increasing from lithium to fluorine. Therefore, lithium more metallic, barium is less metallic, boron is metalloid, but carbon is non-metal. Non-metallic character increases from carbon to the fluorine. In this case, fluorine has more non-metallic character. On the means non-metals shows non-metallic character. On the other hand, are electronegative. They tend to form the bond by gaining the electrons. Now, in a group, on moving from top to bottom in a group, non-metallic character decreases because atomic size increases and tendency to gain electron is decreases. Example, non-metallic character of 17th group element is fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine, where fluorine is at the top of the group of 17 group element. It is more non-metallic than that of the iodine, but iodine shows, as is it non-metal, it shows some metallic character because from top to bottom this non-metallic character decreases. Here, by this picture, you can easily understand about metallic character. In a period, metallic character decreases, and in a group, metallic character increases. Metallic character, when we go left to right, then metallic character decreases. When we go top to bottom in a group, then it increases. Now about non-metallic character. In a period that is from left to right, non-metallic character increases, and when we go down from top to bottom, non-metallic character decreases. Thus, these metallic and non-metallic characters, they are opposite to each other. If you will see this modern periodic table, you can easily understand here. In case of this modern periodic table, All the elements are classified into three groups, that is metal, metalloid means semi-metal, and non-metal. Metal shows properties like malleability, ductility, shining surface, and conduction of heat and electricity. Non-metals do not show these properties, but metalloids or semi-metals, they behave like non-metal at low temperature and they behave like the metals at higher temperature. If you will see the vertical lines, these vertical lines are total 18. These are 18 vertical lines, and these 18 vertical lines, that is rows, are called as groups, and horizontal lines in the periodic table, in this modern periodic table, are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. These are 7 periods. But again, these groups or the elements are again classified into 4 types of the element. First two lines, first and second group elements are called as alkali metals. Then group 13 to 18, group 13 to 17, group 13 to 17, 18 elements are p block element. But again, this 18 group from this p block element is again called as zero group element or inert gases or noble gases. Means here 13 to 18, these are p block elements or p group elements. In that, again separate 18th group. Separate 18th group is called as noble gases or inert gases. Here in middle, these third to 12, these third to 12 vertical lines or group, these all the elements present in third to 12 group element, these are called as D block or transition element. Now, the two lines which are separately placed are called as F block element. There are two horizontal lines, that is first horizontal line in F block element is lanthanide series and second horizontal line is actinoid series. As well as all these 14 elements are again kept in lanthanides and actinoid, or lanthanide means 4F series and for actinoid it is called as 5F series element. These are also called as inner transition element. So, in the long form of periodic table or modern periodic table, there are 18 vertical lines and 7 horizontal lines. All these 118 elements are classified into 4 types of the element, that is S block, P block, D block and F block, or we can also say them as S block and P block elements as normal elements or representative elements. From P block, 18th group elements are called as zero group, inert gases or noble gas element. Then D block elements are called as transition element and F block elements are called as inner transition element. Thus, all these traits, valency, atomic size, electronegativity, metallic and non-metallic character predict us the nature of oxides of the element because it is known to you that metallic oxides are basic in nature and that of non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature generally. Thus, we can easily identify the type of elements which are placed in each group or period in a modern periodic table.